Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. Today we are doing one of the other 2023 Rising event quests, Remembering the Past. Nanonji appears to be in deep thought. The determined set of your jaw, the dynamic presence as if you're ever ready to leap into action. There's no mistake. You're an adventurer, and a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Louis Levelet? Yes, I am quite familiar with him. Of course you are, of course you are. Forgive me my suddenness. I'm the Nanonji, a budding writer, and I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his movements leading up to the Calamity, and to that end, I've requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He served the Eorzean Alliance as a technician, you see, so there ought to be someone in the Order who had dealings with him. And while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you're doubtless used to dealing with people. Thus, I'd like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. And if you're amenable, afterwards I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator, so please, won't you help me with my biography? That the memories of the Calamity might be preserved for future generations. I'm in your debt. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in Eastern Thaneland. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. This was one of those weird events because usually there's only like maybe 2 or 3 quests to an event, and they all stem in kind of the same arc. Kind of starting and ending all with the same NPC. This one, there was 2 quests that started and ended with one NPC, and then there's this one that starts with a whole different NPC. There you are. To explain why we're here. Oh, but I haven't even asked your name. How am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know that much? Champion of the Eorzea. Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. But getting back to business, the interview I've arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. I come from a small village near the Cartano Flats. It was burned down in the Calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here, my parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale after the dread Primal emerged from Dalamud. He unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the Calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spare it little thought. But when you've lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel that anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louisoix. By learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation, I hope that I will attain closure. That's my motivation for writing the biography. Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what is known about our subject. It's difficult to define exactly when the 7th Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. It was the year 1562 of the 6th Astro Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Louisoix founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. Through its members, the Archons of Sharlayan... The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the 3 city-states, the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom. None of these would exist now were it not for their efforts. And then in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Louisoix himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret, and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. The man we're due to meet is the contact for the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Louis Swall's assistance for a mission. The meeting place is Highbridge, to the northeast. It's more or less time now, so let's make our way there. During this event, they've also been running Moogle tones. I've been trying to get all those, and unfortunately, between everything else I do, I've not really had enough time to really get all the rewards so far. Not sure I like the music on this one. You're the ones who seek an interview? I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I'm Nanonji Nonoji, the writer who made the request, and there is kindly accompanying me for the interview. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humor me. Come now, no need for the thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louis Swall in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holland Aubrey is always glad to oblige. Without further ado then, let us begin. My understanding is you had the dealings with Louis Swall. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our grand companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing, but it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Louis Swall first appeared. Well, that's certainly interesting. Began with the word that an elderly Elysian man had come to Gridania, who held the key to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the others. If truth be told, at first we didn't think much of Louis Swall. Only that he was the leader of scholars who studied peculiar prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louis Swall had opened the way into Ifrit's domain, and by the hand of dauntless adventurers, the Lord of the Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. It was reported that countless charred corpses lay strewn in the bowl of embers. Now the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legatus Nail von Darnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurer that the hour of reckoning was at hand, that Dalamud would soon fall and cleanse the land. That was when I realized that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. So, thanks to Louis Swall, you came to be aware of the Meteor Project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. As you say, afterwards we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For our blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garlean defector, Sid Garland, whom you know well. He revealed the details of the project, that it utilized a transmission tower to pluck Dalamud from the heavens, all for the purpose of purging us savages from the realm. I could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there is someone better suited than I am. If you're interested, I'd be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well now, we'd be keen to speak with this person indeed. Very well, I will send word to the Adder's Nest. If you take yourself to Apkala Falls, I will arrange for a meeting there. Go to such lengths to help us, I can't say how grateful I am. Something's up. I feel like something's up here. You're not mentioning it. As I said, I hold Louis Swall in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together, and nothing would please me more for him to be remembered. That could just be me being paranoid. Well, it's past time I return to Olda. I pray for that the coming interview bears you fruit. The lieutenant certainly has great respect for Louis Swall. And thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon has sojourned. Okay. But that's just it. It's like anymore I find myself, and I don't know why, something probably wrong with my head. But it's just like I'm always looking for right now anything I play. It's like, where's that twist, the evil twist that's coming? Is that slight up twist to their mouth, or what are they plotting? So this is up Kalu Falls. The conspicuous lack of the creature aside, it's quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we're to meet should be along shortly. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louis Swall. Who should one of them be but the champion of Eorzea? Well met. I am Lieutenant Cyro Folk of the Order of the Twin Adder. Nanonji Nanoji at your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us. Think nothing of it. I must say, though, that Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Louis Swall spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity. Gridanians being somewhat reserved by nature, at first the citizens kept their distance. When time people warmed to him, he patiently lent an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Louis Swall spoke those words and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Charlian sage. I recall myself being moved. Now, shortly after we had become aware of the Meteor Project, the hamlet of Quarrymill was attacked by the primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the primal, but we were not alone. Through Leah Swall's meditation, we had the support of not only our sister Grand Companies, but capable adventurers the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they felled the fearsome being. Upon her defeat, however, the primals dispersed so ether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the Red Moon Dalamud. And when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the Elder Seedseer saw the need for decisive action and put forth a proposal: the formal reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, which had for so long lain dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and they were loath to do aught that would place them at a disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalamud's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the meteor project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Eorzean Alliance reformed, as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. At the same juncture, Louis Swell was asked to join the Alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity, he provided sage counsel to our heads of state. So although he was at first treated with wariness, Louis Swell earned our trust through his actions and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we all would have perished divided. We owe Louis Swell a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the Operation Destroy the Lunar Transmitter. Well, for that tale, I would recommend you seek out another, a decorated soldier who actually took part in the operation. Although a hardened warrior, she is quite friendly and should be glad to regale you with her experiences. Shall I send her word on your behalf? We'd be duly grateful. Very well, if you could take yourselves to Maelstrom Command in Limsa Lominsa, I shall see to it that she knows to expect you. That I shall take my leave. I pray the biography is a success. Everyone has been more helpful than I had dared to hope. It seems Louis Swell had quite an influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insights into his character, and I'm eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let us head to Limsa Lominsa. Okay. And there it is, Maelstrom Command. Shall we then? Captain Tayun, ever a sight for sore eyes, and you must be Nananji Rashat Riki at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the Operation Destroy the Lunar Transmitter. Indeed, I'm penning a biography of the Archon Louis Swell. You see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him, I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I'd be glad to assist even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Folk. Now then, to continue where we left off. It was shortly after the Eorzean Alliance was formed, our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum, before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter that our three nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louis Swell proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Growling attention with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the cast room and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operation as if it were yesterday. Though we met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. And when the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day we learned that by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It is no exaggeration to say that the victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings. For though we destroyed the transmitter, Nel von Darnus appeared and he claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So long as von Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length they located him in Querthus and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light, and though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain. At battle's conclusion, Nel von Darnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven. For Louiswald and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Carteneau Flats where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Carteneau, but it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud. A ritual that invoked the power of the 12. So it was that the Battle of Carteneau was joined, and I dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the Elder Primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. Aye, and though all bore witness as Louiswald initiated the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards. Neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. The haze afflicted memories of the calamity, but people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louiswald during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him. If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual, while I was a good distance away on the front lines. My apologies. No, please don't apologize. You've shared a wealth of information. I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Now I have a grasp of events leading up to the calamity, and yet... Oh, forgive me, I was deep in thoughts. In no small part due to your help, I've managed to learn a great deal. There's still more I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer if you're willing? Please let me know. Definitely. I'm always up for learning more lore of this world. And I mean, the calamity's always kind of been a little bit in question, because it basically... The immediate moments around it, just everyone completely fucking forgot. Or it's like they try to remember it and their mind just kind of slips past it. As if whatever happened, and it's like... There's this 5-year period from that moment where Dalamud fell to where this game actually picked up, where everyone's memory is kind of hazy and kind of any kind of information about what was going on just kind of everyone's mind just kind of slips by it. And there's a lot of people who just disappeared during the calamity. without any real idea what happened to him, from my understanding. Which, I mean, there could be a whole kind of story arc you can do with that, of those people returning, kind of like with the Snap, or the show 4400, things like that. But I digress. Thank you for watching this little video here on YouTube. This has been the quest Remembering the Past. Hopefully we'll see you come back again for another video here on YouTube, or maybe one of our many streams over on Twitch at the same channel name. Till then, though, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day,